This week's broadcast is brought to you by St. Francis Dairy Queen.
Hi Saints, welcome back to another week of SFHS Today. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jolie. Last Friday, Mr. Gearing brought his 7th grade social studies class here to the high school to film their version of Lincoln's second inaugural speech.
Bree and Danielle got some interviews with the students.
Well, we're making a speech to show to people about Lincoln's second inaugural speech.
And then we had to interpret it and modernize it so that to help us understand what we're saying.
For I think the last 2 months, we've been memorizing the Lincoln's second inaugural speech, and now we are reading it and having it taped.
We got some interviews with these people at Ford's Theater to practice how to talk in front of it, and then we all, a bunch of kids in our language arts class, we all got a part from the 4 paragraphs, and now we're putting them together and practicing how to speak them out. I really like how we get to learn and work with you guys how to talk in front of how to talk well and do speeches and all that kind of stuff.
I'm quite enjoying it. I get to see how everything works in high school, how the cameras and the technology is fascinating to me.
It was fun seeing all the stuff in the filming room, how they did everything with the green screen and things like that. That was pretty cool.
I think I was most excited about being included in this and getting to work with high schoolers and get all the slides together.
It kind of makes you think about how even though Abraham Lincoln was trying to change things back then, some of the problems back then are still around today.
On February 13th, the All-State Choir had their final performance at Orchestra Hall. Kevin got the notes on this story.
How did they get into the All-State Choir?
Students have to do an audition process, which they have to create. They have to sing. They have to create a recording where they sing a solo, and then an a cappella Italian piece, and then a range check kind of scale. We submit it to a committee. I think 1,400 students auditioned for the All-State Choirs this year across the state of Minnesota, and 250 make it.
It's such an amazing experience. You get to work with great directors. Our mixed choir director was from California, and he was just so cool to work with, and you're in an environment where everyone cares about choir, and just your sound is so great, and I just loved my experience at All-State.
They get the music sent to them in the summer, and then they're mostly expected to learn a lot of it on their own, doing their own research, and then both Miss Larson and I will meet with them a few times during the summer to kind of go over their music and help them learn stuff, because they are expected to be prepared when they show up to camp.
It was a lot of fun because our director had a lot of experience, so I learned a lot. My highlight was probably performing at Orchestra Hall because it just sounded amazing in there. It was a lot of fun. My highlight of All-State was getting to know more people, so it's definitely...
When we got there, it was super overwhelming. My first year, it was when we walked in, just even warming up with everyone, it's a lot fuller of a sound, and everyone's at a higher level, I guess.
fourth runner-up on Saturday, February 13th. Prima Voce received third runner-up. It was Prima Voce's first competition. In addition, the students who work off-stage for Bridge Street Singers received Best Stage Crew, and that makes them this week's 5 Minutes of Fame.
Student celebrities everywhere, this is why you should care about 5 Minutes of Fame.
I'm SFHS Show Choir. I'm one of the managers, so I work backstage during their performance and I help them with their costume changes, make sure that all of them are getting on stage on time. And afterwards we have like a 25-minute frame, so that means like set up, the performance, and tear down. So after they change, we have to like move quickly as possible to get all the costumes back on the rack and out of the auditorium.
Well, for show choir, I am stage manager. This is my third year doing it. And what we do is we help with costume changes, we refill water bottles, we mostly during costume changes to make sure that they get back on stage for the second half of the show, and also to make sure that the costumes get picked up so we're ready to move out right when the show's done.
It was really cool because usually like it's just the performers that get awarded, so like to get something as a backstage member, it was pretty awesome.
It felt awesome. I honestly feel like the behind the scenes people, just not just me, just like most behind the scenes people just don't get enough credit for what they do, and it felt really nice after 3 years of doing it to get that. It was kind of a senior year hype kind of thing.
Well, at first I didn't really realize that we got the Best Stage Crew Award, but then when I noticed, I was very happy, and it felt like great to get the Best Stage Crew Award because we put a lot into it, and we work very hard backstage, so it felt really nice, and we were really happy. Like, it's great to be the Best Stage Crew.
The Minnesota Thespian Conference was last Sunday and Monday. Many students attended, and Hannah Beckman, Jolie Olson, Henry Bloss, and Clayton Baker represented St. Francis as state officers.
The Thespian Conference is a bunch of theater kids, I think around 400 kids, all taking workshops ranging from dancing, acting, singing, technical theater, writing your own monologues, writing your own plays, blood effects, how to die without hurting yourself on stage, stuff like that.
Well, an STO is a state thespian officer, that's what it stands for, and our job is to help put on a conference every year in February. We meet as officers, there's about 17 officers from around the state of Minnesota, and what we do is we meet and we collaborate different ideas to create this conference, and it's really awesome because you get a chance to work with other people from other schools, and you really gain really good friendships from it.
I thought it was really fun. It was a totally new experience for me. I've never been to anything like it. I got to go to Guthrie, which was amazing. It was so pretty there. And I got to go to a bunch of different workshops, and that was really fun because I got to meet a ton of new people.
I've grown immensely. I've become more confident, more energetic. I've become better at leadership skills, better at approaching. And it's fantastic. My planning and organization has gotten even better too.
I'm really excited to be an STO. I am so excited. I can't even explain it in words. I can't wait to learn. I can't wait to experience what it's like to be a leader, a person who people look up to. I also want to be an STO mainly because of my culture. I understand that there isn't a lot of Asian people in the thespian community, and I would really love to expand that. I always come to making new friends while everybody else kept to themselves. And growing up, I always knew that I loved performing, and I want to share how I feel about theater because I just think it's something that they should experience because it's definitely life-changing.
I think it went fantastic. It was a great outcome this year. And there's so many kids that are hyped up and ready to go and do theater.
The band department will be hosting the Regional Band Festival on February 24th for higher level bands. Our very own wind ensemble will be competing. Sophia talked to Mr. Armbruster to see what it's about.
So next Wednesday, St. Francis High School is going to be hosting the large group music contest here in our Performing Arts Center. And it's an annual event that happens at any school in our region. So similar to athletics or fine arts, visual arts, choir, vocal, we have one for instrumental. So we'll have bands and orchestras from all over our region coming to our school next Wednesday during the morning to perform. Every school in the region is eligible to participate. We have 8 schools coming to this event next Wednesday, and one of them has a band and an orchestra. So we'll have 9 groups plus St. Francis, so there'll be 10 groups. So schools that have come here before really like it. They like our Performing Arts Center and have the opportunity to perform here before, so they want to come back, and we stepped up and offered to host this year. So we're on a little bit of a rotation, but we have the privilege of hosting this year. If teachers are on their prep next Wednesday between first, second, or third hour, any hour in there, they want to pop in and hear some great groups, they can feel free to come on down and check it out for any staff.
In other news, the art show is next week in the IMC. Keep your eyes peeled for art around the school. Casey and Sade got more information.
The art show is Monday, February 22nd. You come opening night, Monday, 3:30 to 6:30, there's cookies, and you also get to cast your vote for each category, sculpture, ceramics, painting, and drawing. The students' work that's going in the art show is they pick what they believe is their best piece. And so we have a variety of pieces on the cart that are going in the art show, everything from vases to wheel-thrown mugs to sculptures, tikis. There should be a really big variety. I think I'm a combination of excited and nervous and anxious, just to get everything set up, have it look how we want it to, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work putting the art show together. So I just get really excited for the final product when everything is set up. I would attend the art show just because I think that it would be a positive experience to see what students at this school have made. It's relaxing, it's enjoyable. You get to admire pieces of art from your peers and to see the possibility of what you can do in an art class and maybe decide to take one.
Speaking of things happening around the school, Tuesday was Kindness Day. Students in Project Hope decided to spread kindness throughout the school. Bo went to catch the kindness in action.
So Project Hope had our first debut at St. Francis High School, and we celebrated Random Acts of Kindness Day, which was February 17th. And overall, we got really positive reviews. We had this box filled to capacity, and it's quite a bit. It's down. So if you haven't gotten one yet, they're still in the counseling office, because Random Acts of Kindness can be done all year round. And so this day is to just really promote doing something kind for someone else, because it's a ripple effect and positivity spreads like wildfire. So if we do something great for someone else, hopefully they'll do the same for someone else, and onward and onward.
Project Hope is an acronym and stands for having only positive expectations. And it's like the Random Acts of Kindness group. And February 17th is the National Random Acts of Kindness Day.
We meet on Tuesdays during academic time, early and late, and we meet in D235. It's a new group and it's student driven, and so we're always looking for new ideas and students to come and join us and really kind of promote this positivity.
That's all we have for now. Stay tuned for weather, the random question thing, and sports. See you next week, Saints. And remember, be kind to people.
How's it going, Saints? Welcome to weather. On Friday, we're going to have some scattered showers with a high of 49 and a low of 34. On Saturday, we're going to have a cloudy high of 46 and a low of 32. On Sunday, expect some showers with a high of 41 and a low of 24. It's going to be a real sizzling scorcher this week, Saints. Stay cool.
It's the random question thing, ding!
The nicest thing that I've ever been to someone was just today I gave my friend Daniel Firm $20.
I held the door open for someone. I tied someone's shoes.
My mom made me breakfast and we ate it together.
Picked someone's binders up in the hallway.
Today I gave someone a compliment.
Filled their tank when they had no gas money.
I've tied someone's shoe.
Good afternoon, Saints.
I'm Lucas Phelps. And I'm Ben Hyland. And this is sports. Boys hockey season ended on Saturday night with a tough section loss to Cambridge in double overtime. The night turned violent when a Cambridge parent was asked to leave the game by referees, and the game was put on hold until that parent was escorted out. After passing the student section, witnesses say he punched St. Francis teacher Mark Hansen in the face as Hansen was ushering him out. At this time, charges have not been filed. With the girls' hockey season over and a strong performance of the last few weeks in basketball, we have two athletes of the week, Callie Wagner and Sydney Skatovich.
I've been playing since I was 8. My hockey background is I usually play during the summer and during the winter. During the summer I was on a team and we won a lot of championships, so that was a good experience. It's disappointing, but it hasn't really sunk in yet that it's my last.
Callie's a great leader on the team. She especially leads on the ice. She always tries to keep a positive attitude and keeps the girls laughing.
I think the most I've scored in my high school is 22. Well, I didn't really realize I had that many points. Most of my points were kind of off of free throws, and I didn't really realize that I had many until I looked up at the scoreboard and, well, 30 points. So we had force. I didn't really force a lot of things. I just took, if it was like wide open, I'd take it, but I didn't force a lot. So, no, I don't really keep track. I mean, it's up on the scoreboard, so I'll look up there to see how many fouls I have and I'll just glance at the score, I guess, how many points I have. I mean, I was pretty happy. We played pretty good, like, all together, and it was pretty cool, and people would be like, good game, nice. So, yeah, felt cool. I wouldn't feel any different. I just think it's like a team thing. It doesn't really matter who scores them.
Do you ever go into a game thinking like I should score a lot of points this game ever?
I just go into the game and try to play my best, so it's good for the team.
Girls and boys basketball had a doubleheader versus Princeton on Saturday. The girls won 58-50, and the boys won 79-56. This was also Coaches versus Cancer. Tyler Edstrom went out and got some more.
Coaches versus Cancer was an awesome event. It raised money for the Michelle Blansky family, whose son is Bo, and a wrestler and football player in St. Francis, and really appreciated the help.
We had a lot of good volunteers from the wrestling program. They were up here setting stuff up, probably 1 o'clock for a 4:15 start time for our lower level games. We probably had 40-45 baskets that were donated by various businesses, just community members and youth organizations. Then we also did a dash for cash where our wrestlers and some little kids from our community took around pink buckets during halftime of our boys varsity game and our girls varsity game and collected money for the Blansky family. The halftime presentation where I went out with the Blansky family out to center court and sort of told people why we were raising the money, because Ms. Blansky had thyroid cancer in 2013 and breast cancer this year in 2015. We raised quite a bit of money, and it was just a really nice event. The family was very thankful for all the help and for being part of this community.
I think the final numbers are still being worked out, but I think we raised somewhere around $4,000. That's going to be added to another fundraiser I think they're going to do later in the spring. So that was it was a really good thing to see the community come out and be willing to support a local family who I think.
It was just another great show of our community coming together to support a family that was in need and going through some tough times, and it's a real credit to our community to be involved in a project like this and make it all.
Basketball played North Branch on Tuesday and lost a close one, 77-80. They played yesterday at Chisago Lakes, and those scores will be posted online. Boys basketball played North Branch on Tuesday as well and won 86-34. They have a home game tonight against STMA, which will also be senior night. Seniors being honored are Hunter Troutman, Robbie Whitney, Tanner Carlson, Steven Anderson, Dylan Tradewell, Travis Swenson, and this guy right next to me, Ben. Congratulations.
Thanks, Phelps.
It really means a lot. It's been a great season with the guys. We've had a lot of fun. In other news, gymnasts Natalie Washi and Summer Helen made it to state after their performances last Friday in Cambridge. We will have more on them next week after they compete at state on Saturday. Wrestling individual sections is this weekend, and the Saints hope to move on and represent at state. They lost to Anoka in team sections last weekend, but we're happy to beat their rivals at Cambridge. That's all we have for you this week, Saints.